Hello, second grade friends, and welcome to today's second part of our math lesson where we are going to be learning about $1 and how can you show the value of $1 with coins. So again, there is a dollar bill, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. You've probably seen it before, you've probably used it before, but there is other ways to represent a dollar as well instead of just using the dollar bill. You can also use a collection of coins to represent a dollar. So that's going to be our focus for this lesson today. And again, we're going to be answering that essential question: how can we show the value of $1 with coins? So the first example here is actually something that we learned about in the video. So $1 has the same value as 100 cents. Now you can count to 100 cents, but we don't usually call it 100 cents. Okay, we never say I have 100 cents in my pocket, or you know, this bottle of water cost 100 cents. We always say $1, and anything less than 100 cents, we use the word cents. But once you hit $1, you always kind of say $1 and blank cents. Okay, so in this example, we are working with a collection of pennies, and we learned that 100 pennies is equivalent to $1 because 1 penny is 1 cent. So if we have 100 pennies, then we have 100 cents, or $1. And so this one is also kind of showing you how to write out the the value of $1. So again, you always start with the dollar sign first, then you add the 1 for $1, then you add a decimal point, which is just like a period, and then you add 2 zeros. And if you remember from the video, I explained why we do that. And so those 2 zeros are representing cents. So if you were to have more than just a dollar, let's say you have $1.43, then you would write the 33 cents in place of those 2 zeros. So it would say $1.33. You can almost imagine that this decimal point is like the word "and." Okay, and so on one side, on the left side of the decimal point, you put the number of dollars that you have, and then on the right side of the decimal point, you put the number of cents. So again, if you had, let's say, $5.64, you would write the 5 decimal point 64. Okay, and it's almost kind of like regrouping. When you have 100 cents, all of those coins that make up that 100 cents now become $1. So if you have 100 pennies, or if you have one $1 bill, same exact value. Okay, so again, down here is a little tip: the decimal point separates the dollars from the cents. So dollars, cents. Okay, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more as our unit on money continues. Okay, but that's just kind of an introduction to it. So for this problem, it says circle coins to make $1, cross out coins you do not use. Okay, so we're going to use some of these coins to make $1. So I see a couple quarters, I see I think 2 dimes, and then I see 3 nickels. So 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 nickels. So let's start with some quarters. So what we can do is we can actually use all 3 of the quarters that we have here. Okay, so I'm going to use my little pen here, and I'm going to circle the 3 quarters. And so if you remember, 3 quarters is equaled to 75 cents because we count by 25s. So 25, 50, 75. All right, so we have 75 cents. So we're not quite at 100 yet. So we need to keep going. So maybe we can incorporate the dimes into our collection of coins that are going to make $1. So we have 75 cents with our 3 quarters, and we can use the 2 dimes because that will give us 85 cents and 95 cents. Okay, and so now that we have 95 cents, we are only 5 cents away from making a whole dollar. We have 95 cents, we're trying to get to 100. So what I'm going to do is, I'm 5 cents away, and I know that 1 nickel has a value of 5 cents. So I'm going to use just 1 of the nickels. And then I'm going to cross out the other 2 because I am not going to use these. Okay, and so now all the ones that I've circled should make up $1. 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, $1. So just like 100 pennies, 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel also are equivalent to $1. Okay? So now this one says draw more coins to show $1. So right now I see a quarter, a dime, and a nickel. Okay, so we have 25 cents, we have 35 cents, and then 5 more is 40 cents. So I'm just going to make a mental note of that right here. And I'm going to write 40 cents. And this is kind of like a problem that we also had in the video last, right? So we have 40 cents. We're trying to get to $1, which means I need 60 more cents. So I'm going to use some of the coins over here that I made. So obviously the 25 is the quarter, this is the dime, this is the nickel, and this is the penny. So I'm going to try and make 60 more cents and add it to my 40 cents here to make $1. So if I have 40 cents, let's say I add another dime, right? So now I have 50 cents. If I add another one, I have 60 cents. Another one would be 70 cents. Okay? And then let's say I added another one. 80 cents. 90 cents. And then maybe I can do some nickels as well. So now I have 95, and then I'm going to add some pennies, because what if I don't have another nickel? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this 40 cents, and I'm going to make sure that all of these, I'm going to make a little line so that way you can see better. I'm going to make sure that all of the coins that I have underneath this line here add up to $1. So let's count them together. Okay, so we have 25, 35, 40. Now we're going to keep counting using the coins that I made. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 cents, or $1. Okay, so now we know too that we have 1 quarter, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimes, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. Those all together are also equivalent to $1, just like the 1 cent that we used, or just like the 100 cents that we used in the beginning, just like this example here with the 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and nickel. This is another way to use coins to represent $1. Okay, so really you're just trying to take the coins, know their value, and try to get to 100 in any way you can. Okay, and this is just another example. There are tons of other examples on the different coin combinations you can use to make $1. So it says, last question here, it says which group of coins has a total value of $1? So we're going to start with A, and we're going to check to see which one has a total value of $1. So we have 2 quarters to start, so 25, 50, and then it looks like the rest are dimes, so we're just going to count by tens from 50. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 100 cents is also $1. So A is our correct answer. Okay, let's just check to make sure that the other ones don't. So this one we have 2 quarters and 2 dimes. So 25, 50, 60, 70. Not quite 100. C shows all dimes. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Again, that's about half of $1. 50 cents is about half of $1. So still not 100 cents. And then here we got some nickels. So let's count by fives here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this would be equivalent to 1/4, right? 25 cents. So none of these other options equal $1, so A is our answer. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned a little bit more on how to use a collection of coins to make $1. We're going to be diving into dollars in future lessons, but this was just kind of an introduction to show you that you don't always just need a dollar bill to have $1. You can also use coins to also have $1. So if you're buying something at a store and it's worth $1, you can pay using a dollar bill, or you can try and find a combination of coins that also equal $1 and pay for that item that way as well. Okay, so hopefully this helped you guys. You guys are now good to go on to Think Central and log in and do the assignment for Chapter 7.5. And hopefully this was very helpful and helped you guys with your homework. So good luck, and can't wait to see how well you do. Bye.